Hey Appleseeders, it's been a while since I've made a proper MapleStory video, but I figured this would be the perfect time to do it since the winter update just dropped. Let's just jump right into it.
It's Appleseed!
Alright, so starting off with the Ride or Die event, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I did not do any research prior to entering this event, and so I decided to pick the hardest difficulty because why not? And I completely underestimated how difficult this event was gonna be. Okay, funny enough, it took about like 4 minutes of me dying over and over again to realize that the game glitched and the boss didn't even spawn. So the whole entire time I was just doing nothing and wasting lives that I realized you only have 20 lives for the week. So that was a total waste. I re-entered the boss fight and this time the boss actually spawned, so now I know what's actually going on and things make a little more sense. Unfortunately, I was doing like no damage. And so my next course of action was of course to lower the difficulty, which thank goodness they allowed you to do because I don't know what possessed me to go with the hardest difficulty. I honestly thought I was strong enough, but they made this extra hard for some reason. Okay, here's me doing my burst. I'm doing pretty good damage and things are looking pretty good. So I did end up beating Slime with 2 lives left and honestly not too bad. I'm gonna do a lot better next week now that I know how the event actually works. The rest of the bosses ended up being a piece of cake, and unfortunately I had to fight them on a lower difficulty just because I only had 2 lives left and I didn't really want to risk running out of lives. I wanted to be able to beat all the bosses even if I'm not doing it to my full potential. After completing Ride or Die for the first week, I went ahead and did my monster park. I can't believe you only get 1 free entry now, but whatever. I love the new Maple Planner because it makes everything so convenient. You can accept all your dailies and turn them in at once. It just makes everything go by so fast. And here's me turning in all my dailies with just 1 click. Look how easy that is. For my hyperburn, I'm going to be hyperburning a Shade just because I really love the class and the aesthetic. I haven't really played too much of it. I tried to make a bossing mule in the past and it just ended up not working out, but now I get to finally hyperburn one to level 260, so super excited. For anyone who's curious, here's what my key bindings look like. If you've ever played Dungeon Fighter, then you know exactly what these key bindings are. I grew up playing a lot of Dungeon Fighter and I love the key bindings in that game, and I feel like it makes perfect sense for MapleStory. I have my jump on C and my attack on X, and then ASWFG, QWERTY, those are going to be where my abilities go, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's where I put my buffs and all my other skills. Here are the link skills that I'll be using for training. I honestly think the Mercedes and Evans link skill is the most important ones if you're going to be training a lot, so definitely get those to level 3. I just want to say this new Terra Blink event is absolutely amazing for leveling. You can get to level 200 in a matter of minutes, and I'm so glad it's in the game because leveling from 1 to 200 is very boring even with the hyperburn. I'll save you guys the boredom, but I ended up doing my 5th job quest, did the Arcane Journey pre-quest. Technically I skipped it, but that's everything that I did for day 1. So day 2 is where the bulk of the action happens. I ended up getting a lot done in day 2. On day 1, I completely forgot to do the Pages of Memories event, and so now I'm technically doing it for my first day. Here's me doing my guild flag race. Honestly, don't cringe when you watch this because I am by no means a good flag racer at all. I just really like doing them and I really like the jump quests that are in this game. So yeah, doing my part to contribute to the guild. And now for some Culvert. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of the score that I get. It's not the highest score, you know, it's not in the 5 digits, but a month ago, I was getting 1,500 as like my score, and I thought that was insane, but now I'm able to get past 4,000, and I'm super proud of that. I'm so happy that they added the character preset system into the game because it makes switching presets super easily. I have my weapon jump ring and I hate going into my inventory just to re-equip it, but now I don't even have to use my mouse to change equips. I can just go right into it with my keyboard, and that just makes my bossing so much better. Back on my Shade, I entered Spiglet's Golden Farm and I was able to gain 6 levels just from entering 1 time. This thing is so good for leveling. With that, I was able to unlock Reverse City and unlock more rewards on my Blossoming Moonshade Scroll. These rewards are so useful for a hyper burning character, especially because I'm leveling so quickly and I need to catch up with my damage. I've also been upgrading my V Matrix along the way, and I just gotta say I absolutely love the updated UI. It feels so much more organized than before, and also the fact that you can craft your own tri-node now is amazing. You don't have to go back and constantly craft or open up node stones and try to get the perfect tri-node. You can just make the perfect tri-node for your class, and some classes have nightmare tri-nodes. So that is just such a good quality of life update. After completing my Vanishing Journey daily quest, I finally reached level 212, which means I can enter Choo Choo Island. That also means more rewards from the Blossoming Moonshade Scroll. Did I mention how amazing these rewards are? I made my way back to Spiglet's Golden Farm where I continued training up until 221, which unlocks Latchelin. All these hyperburning rewards has definitely helped me speedrun past the early 200s. I'm so glad because we have to hyperburn 2 characters this event. With that being said, I hit level 224 after completing my Latchelin daily quest. I decided to take a little break from my shade after hitting 224, and I went back on my Evan to do my weekly bossing. Here's a little montage of how that went. This guy in my party ended up getting a Roar 4. Also, I'm not too happy about the item crystal change. I mean, yes, we are saving a bit of time by only limiting ourselves to 12 bosses, but I did end up losing about 500 mil per week on this character, so I'm a bit sad about that. I went back on my shade and I figured it was time to do some bossing. I am missing a bunch of equips, so this was the perfect time for that. And let me just say, I was very surprised by how strong this class is. I ended up beating Chaos Zakum in under 2 minutes, and this gave me the confidence to take on all the other pre-Lomian bosses. For the record, I have like 1 million combat power, and I pretty much just one-shotted Hardhilla. I figured it was time to do Chaos Root Abyss, and I realized you can't skip the cutscene anymore when you accept the quest to unlock Root Abyss, and that's kind of annoying, but the upside is you don't have to beat the bosses in normal mode 5 times anymore to unlock Chaos. You can just go right into Chaos, and that is probably one of the most greatest quality of life changes ever. It honestly feels unreal that this is my second day on this character and I'm already fighting Chaos Root Abyss. I feel confident because I'm able to defeat Chaos Zakum and Hard Magnus, but knowing the limitations that we had in the past where we had to complete normal mode 5 times, even 10 times, it just feels so unreal being able to just go right into Chaos Root Abyss. I'm absolutely loving the shade rework. The skills are so beautiful. Even though I'm using transparency, I did turn it off before when I was training just to see what the new skills look like. And the 1/5 job skill with the fox in the back, it's just probably the most beautiful skill in the entire game. And there you have it, we defeated Chaos Root Abyss. The 2-minute burst bomb punch skill is so ASMR. I also took out Akechi with no problem whatsoever, and I don't know if this is a bug or not, but he's no longer doing the damage block skill anymore, which is so good because this fight is really annoying with the way he moves around. Probably almost as annoying as Damien. Also, I'm so happy that we can skip cutscenes now because I was so sick and tired of watching Akechi try to water my blood with grass. I took out Princess Snow and Papalatus, and that was my weekly bossing on my new shade. I got really lucky this week and I was pretty much able to get all my bossing equips, which is so good, and now I'm gonna upgrade everything. To simplify everything, I'm pretty much aiming for at least 6% strength on all my equips. Obviously for my emblem and secondary and weapon, I'm going for attack. My fake soul lab weapon I can't upgrade, so that's gonna stay as it is, but everything else, I'm gonna aim for at least 6% strength. If I end up tearing up to unique or legendary, that's even better, and then I'm gonna aim for better stats. But my plan is to go through each equip one by one and make minor upgrades on everything, and then just keep going from there until everything is all upgraded. I was able to replace my limited time CRA equips with real CRA equips, so that's super good. I don't have to ever worry about anything expiring in case I end up not playing Shade after I hit the level 260 hyper burn mark. Unfortunately, I forgot to record the part where I showed you guys the equips, but I'll definitely do that in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. After I finished upgrading all my equips, I did my 6 remaining Monster Park runs to level up to 227. I wrapped up the day by leveling to 230 and unlocking Morass. I figured this was a great place to take a break since I pretty much done everything I needed to do today, and I made a lot of progress. And this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then finish eating that apple.